Field of 68 live from San Antonio. We're joined now by Purdue coach Matt Painter. Thanks for being with us.
Wait, I don't get an intro?
Do you need an intro, dude? It's your network.
I mean, come on. I just got here. I get nothing? I get nothing.
That's another HR complaint, harassment from management. Let's talk about the success that you have had in the portal. Oscar Clough, that was a big addition. How excited are you about him coming into the program?
Yeah, obviously when you get into the portal and you're trying to add pieces and add a physicality, and that's what we weren't a great rebounding team. We're able to help ourselves there, able to help our physicality, but very fortunate to land somebody of that stature, but also to give us that need. And that was more than anything with Daniel Jacobson coming back. Trey Kaufman-Wren had a great year, and just trying to solidify our front line and hopefully make a deep run again next year.
All right, so if you do make a deep run next year, obviously Braden Smith's going to be a big piece of that. Maybe the best point guard in the country this year. Is he back? Is he back 100%? And kind of give us the update.
Yeah, you guys live in that crazy world where you see it, but
it's horrible. It's a horrible world.
But we live in that world too, and so it's the one thing about anything that you go through when it's the same for everybody. And I think you see that now and how everything is set up, that everybody is out there, and just think if the NBA had free agencies and there's only 1-year contracts. How crazy would that world be? And now, yeah,
they would never let that happen.
Yeah, we got to get some guardrails that are a little bit better than we have right now. But no, Braden Smith's been fabulous, man. He's a big time passer. He's really grown each year. The fact that 2 years ago Zach Edey had the most field goals in the country. This year, Trey Kaufman-Wren had the most field goals in the country, and then Braden to have more assists this year after losing Zach Edey is just an unbelievable, accomplishment. But he's done more than that. He scored the basketball for us. He made a big-time defensive play at the end of the Houston game that should have given us the ball and a chance to win the game. But he stepped up for us, and he's deserving of being a first-team All-American.
His performance against Houston, that second half, I said this to Jeff, and Jeff looked at me like I had three heads again. I thought that his second half against Houston was one of the best point guard performances I've ever seen. You guys had 12 field goals. He had 12 assists on the 12 field goals. Yeah. Against that defense, with the way that they guard ball screens, what he did, that was unbelievable.
And that's what makes it special, is just everybody's respect here for Houston's defense and how they handle ball screens, how they handle post traps, how they handle everything, and how they go at it. It's like when you press somebody, you get impressed by somebody, and you feel like there's 6 cats out there. There's 6 guys out there. That's how it is to go against Houston sometimes. It's you get people in rotations, and you're like, hey, this is the end here. We're going to shoot this 3. Or we're going to drive this closeout. Well, they get at the end of the rotations, and they shut your water off. So for his ability to get around them and manipulate the defense and be able to make the plays that he did. And then our guys stepped up and made shots. And we had a stretch there in the first half where we didn't. But that's the whole thing. Can you get quality shots against Houston's defense? And we were able to do so.
So break it down. How does Duke do that? How do you go about – because I thought you guys were about as effective against their defenses.
Well, we wanted to invite doubles, and a lot of people can't get out of their doubles. But we just felt with their elite athleticism, their quickness, their length, Tugler is so good in the ball screens. But Braden was good enough, we felt, to get out of that. We tried to reload some things and set more re-screens to get them running a lot, even if we had to do it 3 times. We wanted Trey Kaufman-Wren to get the ball, but not get the ball deep, which kind of goes against everything that you say to a player, because when you get the ball deep, you're going to get fouled more, you're going to shoot a better percentage. But they swarm you deep, and they get a tight double on you deep, and it's harder to get the ball out of there. We were just trying to get the ball at that 12 to 15 foot mark, in between, not too close to the baseline, not too close to the elbow, but in between. So when they came on that baseline double, we could dribble out of it, get a clean pass, now get them in a real rotation, try to get a shot out of it or a drive out of it, just to get them playing from behind as much as we can, whether that was ball screens or post-ups, because they're pretty good at, when you're coming off screens, they're pretty good at staying with and making that kind of action hard.
8 Sweet 16 appearances for Purdue basketball since 2006. I hope people understand and appreciate and respect how difficult that is. One of the most consistent programs in America. How do you do it? How to what would you ascribe Purdue basketball and Matt Painter's consistency with tournament success?
Yeah, good players, good coaches, but a lot of our growth has been from figuring out who we can sign and who we can't. I think a lot of times we've signed one McDonald's All-American in 20 years, but yet we've had a lot of college All-Americans. So development's been our deal, treating guys the right way, talking to them about their game, being honest about their game. And I think a lot of times when you get to that and you have that honesty, you're really going to have great role definition. But you're also in this world of the portal, everybody wants to play shortstop and lead off. So now that's difficult sometimes trying to keep guys. But
you've still done it.
We've still done it.
Trey is a great example.
Yeah, but Trey is very cerebral. Trey's very tough. Trey trusts his work. And he knew it was just a matter of time when he got that opportunity that he was going to take advantage of that. But we've had better players than we get credit for. Like our players have been 100%. Really good, but it's also we're very fortunate where we sit in the state of Indiana, with Chicago 2 hours away, Indianapolis away. The state of Ohio has had a lot of great players. Michigan, like you could go on and on. The state of Illinois. So we're in a really good place with a lot of good players, with a lot of good high school coaches.
Yeah, and you've stepped it up since the Hummel days of talent. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
See, that was fabulous. Record. You've been on now for 6 minutes, and we didn't get a Hummel joke in before.
That's pretty good. 6 minutes. Later. I can't. He's told me if I tweet it out, he has threatened to quit the podcast at least 100 times. This one, I believe him. You'll see it later. If I tweet this out, I think he'd be done.
Where would his career be without Robbie Hummel?
No doubt.
I mean, he wouldn't have
doubt.
There you
go. Rev share coming in probably on Monday. I mean, this whole decision is Monday from the House settlement.
Right.
I've said this over and over, and I really do believe it. Like, when you do decide to retire, you should run college basketball. You probably don't want to.
No, I don't.
I know you don't, but
somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it.
No, but like
they need a commissioner.
You're cerebral. You get it. Everybody knows how clean you've been over the course of your career, so the respect is there.
Right.
Where do you stand now with everything that may happen? Because everybody's front loading these deals this year, man.
Correct.
Yourself probably included.
I'm included.
You guys have to.
I am included.
Right?
You have to.
Yeah, you have to.
If anybody's out there not doing it, they're not doing their job.
Correct. So
just like
this year's kind of a free for all.
So
is it not?
Yeah. So the landmark day here on Monday is now, as you kind of comb through that and kind of figure that out. Like, we just want some consistency, but we want to know like we can't be juggling stuff here now for 2, 3, 4 more years. Like get some guardrails, get us set here, and then let us take off. And then next year, trying to get to where there's it's not going to be a hard cap.
No, it is not.
No, it is not. As we all know, but it's got to be more similar.
Maybe a hard cap for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Some of those other guys.
But like that right there, you got to adapt to it. You got to adjust to it. Like, if you want to whine and cry and go back and forth, we've all went kicking and screaming for a while, but now you got to push past that and then come into today's world and get it done. The thing that I don't want to lose and what I want is I still want to be able to coach guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want this to where now you can't coach guys, because that's the whole thing, man. That's your job. Like, you're trying to get them better. Yeah. Like, when guys come, like, hey, do you have a dream of being an NBA player? And if that answer is no, like, who the hell is going to say no, first of all? But, like, if that, like you don't want them. Like, you want guys that are having dreams, but they also, fools have one dream. You've got to have 2 dreams. When you get in this kind of opportunity, you shouldn't have an advantage in basketball. You should have an advantage in life. Like, don't ruin this opportunity. And then 99% of these guys are not pros. So, you know how many times a scholarship has saved somebody? Mm-hmm. Education saves somebody. So I don't want to get away from that,
because we've gotten away. Because
the top 1 to 2% are really damn good, and they're going to get paid. And I understand about the money it's generated, and these guys haven't got money. But there's a lot of other athletes and other sports that are out there, female athletes, Olympic sports, however you want to look at it. Well, they deserve opportunities too. Mm-hmm. Yep. And so we get all caught up in ourselves, and everybody deserves these kind of opportunities, because we're all supposed to be created equal. I don't get sometimes when they get to this and they get on their high horse and they're like, well, coaches get to leave and they get to leave. And I say, whoa. What about opportunity for people to grow and develop and be a better player and be a better person? Let's don't get away from the gist of what we're here for.
Yeah.